Okay, so we're back on the Ariens snowblower. What we're doing today is clean the carburetor because it's hunting on low idle. And also the speed is too fast, so I'm gonna adjust the speed to slow it down on first gear. So we're gonna get into that. First thing I'm gonna do is shut the fuel off and then take the carburetor off. So you turn it clockwise to shut it off and counterclockwise to open it. Up and down. Okay, come on this side, I'll show you. That's off, right there, sideways. To turn it on, it's straight up and down. To turn it off, you go clockwise, this way, and this would be off until you hear the click. So that's off, so we're good there. So we're gonna take this housing off right here that holds the, that covers the carburetor. But before I can do that, I gotta take these buttons off. The key out, I'll shove it all in there. Okay, I was having trouble taking the choke knob off. So I grabbed a trim tool and I just come in behind here and just play with it. Don't grab it and reef it off. It could break something. So anyway, that's off. I'll put that in my bucket. That's where the key goes in. I'm just going to take it off. Once we get all these off, we'll see what actually had to come off. There should be one more on this side, but it's missing. So see if I can get this off without taking, I can get it off. Just lift this up a bit and pull it out. And yeah, that one screw that was here, the one I took off, I need to take off this. I could have unplugged it, but it's just easy to pull it off. We'll disconnect the fuel line and take these off. The primer's right here, we'll take that off. I could just, there we go. I was gonna say cut it and it's long enough. Okay, so we just leave that off. Now we'll take the fuel line off. You can see from the other side. From behind. Just back this off, give it a twist to help break it free, and then I'll take it off. Okay, it's loose, so I just may get it off here. I'll get it off. If not, I'll just pull the carburetor and I'll have more room to take it off. There's a little bit coming out of there, not much, because I did turn the fuel off. Now we'll take carburetor off. 2 bolts, you can go on this side. And it's 7/16 and 3/8. So I might have to, you can go with a wrench or a screwdriver. I might have to use a screwdriver. Yeah. This goes in there from the top, and it's on the middle hole. Oh, actually, it's on the second hole to the back. I just got to make sure. Usually, when you do something like this, you'll take a picture of it. I'm taking a video of it, so I know where. Because once I take this off, I may forget where the hole was, so I know it's the second hole here. And in this one here, there's only one hole. So, second hole, that goes down, and that gets hooked in there, and we're done. Okay, so we take this off, and we'll take this up to the bed. So I'm going to try to take this gasket off and save it. I don't have a gasket kit for this, and right now there's none available. So, I just take my razor blade and try to save the gasket on this. Of course, fuel's going to leak out of the carburetor. Simple fact is, I haven't drained it yet. Okay, gasket's out, and we can reuse that. Now I'm just going to take the bowl apart, and there was dirt in this carburetor. You can see it coming out. Okay, 1/2 inch. Take the bowl gasket off. Grab this one. I'm not going to damage it. Okay, and you take a look when you're taking this off. You see the step, that's going to be where the float is, so the float goes there. Zinc metal note, it's on the other side of the fuel intake. Should be a gasket on this also, which I got to save. And there's a bit of dirt in there. Okay, I'm going to take this off and put this on my ultrasonic. I think it will fit. The only ultrasonic cleaner I have is a small jewelry one. So And I use that for small carburetors. I picked it up at a garage sale. Yeah, it was $5. 2 years ago? Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. Anyway, it does work for these small carburetors. And like I say, it was only $5. And done quite a few, don't have an issue. What I put in it is pH 11 water off my Enagic, what do you call that thing? What's that?
Enagic canteen.
2.5 comes out of one end, which is acidic water, and then the alkaline water, which is 11, comes out of the other end of it. And the 11 is really good to break down grease. So if there's any grease or oil, it will break it down, float it to the top, and come out. So anyway, a little bit of Dawn dish soap and 11 pH water. You throw that in here, and you leave that run for, make sure it's all in there. About 10 minutes. Let's see what else I can put in there. Okay. You see all that stuff coming out of the carburetor?
Oh yeah. Flip up, flip up. Yeah, there is.
So we leave that on for, let me check the time. Leave it on for about 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes later, we turn it off. And then we'll just take it and blow it all out. It's clean. The outside of this really nice too. Okay, before we go any further, let's see if I can get this low enough for you guys to see. The bolt that goes in the bottom of the float bowl is this, which has, now you look down here, it has a hole, right? Sometimes gets clogged up, that goes all the way through to the other side, right here. That hole meets up to one right down dead center. Take a close look. I can see it. I mean, you guys may not be able to see it. There's a hole down the dead center of this that meets up with that. And there's one more hole in here, which is right here. You got to make sure this is cleaned out. And if you look inside, you see it coming through here. So this is all clean. It's good. Now the next jet I got to check is the low idle, which is on this. And it's a low idle that's giving me the problem. Okay, and this is a jet. And you got to make sure it's clean there. I'll blow that out. And you got to make sure that this is clean. If it's shunting up and down, it could be caused by this. And there is something in there. Okay, there was something inside here. Yeah, I'll throw it in the tank for a bit and clean it out, and then I'll blow it out. Which I should have had everything in there all at once, but I didn't. I'm doing it piece by piece. Okay, so I took this out. I blew the water off it. I'm just going to get a bit of carb cleaner down here, just to see if it comes out of the holes.
Is there a hole in it?
Yeah, it's coming out. I'll blow it out. And also, down the hole right here, I want to, on the low idle, just I'm gonna spray that, make sure that's clean, then I'm gonna blow it all out. Okay, I check it with the flashlight, and it's clear. Put the jet back in. It's a jet. It's not a. There's no adjustment on it. It's not a needle valve. It's a jet. It's a fixed amount of fuel that goes in. Don't over tighten it, but tighten it. You can put the plastic cap back in or don't. It's up to you. I'll put it back in. Bowl gasket in. I'll take it off of here. Clean that up. I would have installed a brand new kit on this, but the problem is I can't find one. I can't get one right away. If I do get one, it's going to be a couple of weeks before it comes in. Reusing everything else. It wasn't leaking. It was just hunting, or what do you call it? Okay, it was surging on idle. When it was idling, it would go. So, and what's basically was a low idle circuit that was dirty. And I may as well clean the whole thing while I'm in there. Not trying to be frugal, but I have no choice because I can't get the parts in. Okay, let's get the float set up. We'll adjust it. Now the float clips on here, and the clip goes towards the inside of the float. This part here that sticks out. I don't know if you can see that or not. This part that sticks out, that slides into, goes towards the inside. And the seat is still in there. I didn't take it out, and I don't have a kit, nor can I get a kit, so.
Oh. Okay.
Then we'll get the pin in. Then we'll check the height. And it's either got to be level or it's just slightly down. Doesn't hurt. This way is bad. Flat is good and a little down. And so this one's a little down. Not much, which is good. You take the cap and the flat side goes towards the hinge. Where the bowl goes towards the raised part. I don't know if you can see that. The gasket's still in here. Hopefully it doesn't leak when I put it together. Time will tell. I'll snug it up here and I'll just give it a tug when it gets on there. Let me get this back on. It's tight. Oh, it's in there tight. And it's working good. Choke on, choke off. And I guess we're ready to put this back on. You don't have to too close. Everybody knows that this is always going to be a pain in the backside to get in. Okay, that's tight. Let's get these lines back in. How much fuel line do I have? Yeah, I get a bit. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit off of this. Not much, because it's sitting on there too loose.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, it's sitting on there too loose. And I have enough extra line on there that I can get a good solid. Okay, now this one here, I'll do the same thing too, take a little bit off the tip of it. Okay, so I'm going to turn the fuel back on. I'm going to check, make sure I got no leaks at the carburetor. And hopefully we don't. Turn the fuel on counterclockwise. The key shut off is insulates this wire right here from the housing right here. And it stops it from going to ground. But I think ground goes to the cover, so I may have to, when I shut it off, I may have to bring it up to there. Okay, so that should have filled up with fuel. I'll hit the primer. Okay, I pumped it too high and it went to the overfill. It's not leaking. Okay, so
In this side now?
yeah, go away from the exhaust. Going to go that way.
No.
Choke is on. Okay, so we fixed our surgeon on low idle. Before it would just go up and down, up and down. Anyway, it's working perfectly now. Carburetor's not leaking, fuel line's not leaking, everything's good. So I'm going to put this side back together and then we're going to adjust my speed. adjust the speed on this. Right there, it's in first gear. This wheel has to come closer to the center to slow it down, which means this has to be screwed down further up here. And then I'll try it and I'll keep the thing off, make sure everything's good down there. Everything's good here. So I can set this back down. I just want to check, make sure I don't go too close to the center. You're too close to the center, it's all you do is you don't go anywhere and you wear this wheel out. It's a fine adjustment just to slow it down. You pull this pin out and you screw this further up. So what I'm going to do is I adjusted it up some, take it for a drive and adjust it while I'm driving. So we got the idle fixed and it's idling perfect. Normally the Comsies don't idle too well, but this one is running really well. The speed is slowed down considerably, so when you get hit, when you get a lot of snow, you're not going to be bogging the machine down too much. You can go slow. You want to speed up, you can go second, third, fourth gear. Anyway, if you like the video, appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching my channel. Bye for now.